Hello Aries, this is Joe, and I just did your June 2020 tarot reading, and it's a general reading, but it's about change. If you're struggling in a relationship, this is like love is a battlefield, but it's worth the fight. That's what came out. So you'll want to stick around to the end because there is a special message at the end for you. You do have a change in the wind, okay? But most interesting is judgment and justice are very much part of this situation. And the moon. So let's talk about it. So leave a thumbs up if you like it. If it fits with you, leave a comment, let me know, and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. But let's go, let's have a look at your reading. Hello Aries, this is Joe, and I'm going to do your 2020 general tarot reading. Keep in mind this is an intuitive reading and it's not going to fit with everybody, but we're going to see what's happening with you in June, what's going on with you maybe right now that's affecting you in the month of June. We're just going to pull some cards and just pull a spread and see what happens. Now I will clarify these cards if I need to, and we'll just talk about what is happening. So give me 1 second here. I kind of did a pre-shuffle on all of these, and let's see. So we have the Queen of Cups. This might be where you're at right now, depending on when you watch this video, if you were watching it in May, but the Queen of Cups would represent the recent past from the perspective of June. Then, we have the situation in June is the Five of Wands. And then leaving June, going into July, we have the King of Cups. Some transformation. And the challenge. This one just flew out. The Devil. Oh boy. Let's see what that is about too. And then we have in your foundation. What is in your foundation? Judgment. I feel like I have a good feel of what this is about already, but I'm going to hold off. You have the Ten of Cups in the advice. Oh boy, the cards are just flying out. Two of Swords in I'm sorry, Ten of Cups is in the what it is that to you would be what you want out of this situation. What is your goal? What is the end game for you? And then Two of Swords is the advice. Sorry for misspeaking there. And then what's influencing you in your external environment? We have the Eight of Cups. Your shadow side. What is it you need to know? What is it you're afraid of? What is it that you want? This could be really about anything. And we'll pull on that for sure, that Eight of Cups. And finally, the outcome in June. Temperance. Temperance is an interesting card. And I think I've only ever heard one other person say this. But we have Four of Cups on the bottom. But as far as temperance goes, I haven't ever really heard a lot of other people say this, but sometimes temperance is about wrapping up things that need to be taken care of, kind of like unfinished business maybe, or attending to business that needs to be attended to. So anyway, we're going to get into this here, and I'm going to try and keep it to about 20 minutes. So the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, this might represent a willingness to extend an offer of reconciliation, or an offer of coming to terms to work on a problem, a conflict. To me, this feels like it's very much a relationship reading. Could be marriage, could be just romantic partners, probably children involved, most likely. But anyway, to me, the Queen of Cups is really about extending an offer, trying to really approach a person. This would be the person that you're with, or that maybe you're no longer with. You might be separated from this person, but trying to extend the offer of reconciliation, and trying to work things out in a relationship. And then you have the Five of Wands, though. It feels to me like you have two people with two different points of view, and I get the feeling that somebody doesn't see things the way that you see them, and I think their judgment is clouded, and I think their judgment is really, they're not. I don't feel like the person you're dealing with has a lot of clarity. So now you have this could be this is like somebody is more masculine and somebody's more feminine, but that doesn't mean that it's male and female. It could be male, male, female, female. It doesn't matter, but somebody's more dominant in this situation. And Aries, I feel like that's you, and I feel like you are the Queen of Cups here, and in this Queen of Cups is really really cares very much about the relationship and about the person. So this is somebody who is very devoted, who wants to help their partner, but your partner, I feel like, is in a place where they don't want help, and maybe there's some denial. And so this is really a situation with a good deal of conflict. And then you have the King of Cups here. The King of Cups is really maybe just taking time and the time in June to really observe and really just decide whether or not you want to stay in this for the long haul. Your biggest influence in this is the Ten of Cups, because there's so much tied to this relationship and so much at stake that I feel like in June, leaving June, you might even up the ante a little bit with your determination to try and fix this problem. But it really isn't your problem to fix. That's the way I see this. And I'm sorry if you hear some noise there, but it's this old house, and I've had to be exiled to the basement to do readings for a while because we got a lot going on. So this is my temporary personal space. But the King of Cups is somebody, I feel like you're taking a step up in this to try and fix something that isn't yours to fix. Something is broken, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of back and forth. There probably already is a lot of back and forth in your head about whether or not that this can be taken care of, whether or not this can be turned around the other way. And I feel like you have to, at some point in June, you're probably going to just make a decision to go one way or the other with this, because I feel that we have the Four of Cups here, and the Four of Cups to me it's really kind of gives me the feeling of some kind of like delusion, not seeing things clearly. And I believe this is your partner, and this is kind of like what is clouding their judgment, or their judgment is clouded. And to me, that's kind of this coming out, and also in the Five of Wands, that they're willing to put up a fight for something that is could be an addiction. Somebody can't let go of some kind of addiction or habit, and you're fighting for them. And even at the end of June, I feel like you're still willing to fight for them. But this is, the devil is in the challenge. And really, I think that you're fighting a battle that isn't yours to win. They have to want it. And then you have judgment in the foundation. This is kind of your subconscious, and I think this is represents more than just your subconscious in this. I think it's a call to action, because the Two of Swords is in the advice, and not being able to clearly make a decision about this is your biggest challenge. So Judgment is really the call to action to you to make a decision, because you can't change this person or their problem, and you probably have to give them an ultimatum. The Knight of Coins is what's influencing you, kind of around you. That is, this is something you're really slow to walk away from, and you see that you have so much at stake, and it's probably very difficult for you to give up. But I feel like this has been an ongoing issue for some time, and I feel that this is a situation that has happened repeatedly for a while now, and it's progressively got to the point where you really are ready to walk away. Now we have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Well, you know, I'm sorry to say, but this is kind of represents, like, this is dissatisfaction, and something that's really feels like it's never going to change, and that's what's going through your head. Or maybe this is something telling you to pay attention, because unless you give an ultimatum, this person maybe isn't going to change. And so this is a very difficult thing to accept. But the outcome here suggests temperance, and I think that this reflects your willingness to just give it some more time. So what happens if you do give this some more time, Aries? This is a very interesting reading, and you know, I read cards intuitively first before I get into the traditional meanings of the cards. So I do things a little bit differently than other people, and some people aren't used to that. But here we have a card. Two of Cups. Oh, we have two of Cups and Ace of Pentacles. So I feel that this is really saying that, well, first of all, this is about this union, and it's interesting how cards come out in a story, and this is really telling a story of times past that have played out. And the Two of Cups comes out here with temperance. This is your willingness to continue to try and work on this. The Two of Cups reflects this idea of soulmates, a bond, a union, a tie that you have with this person. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. All right, let's talk about the Ace of Pentacles on that clarification. The Ace of Pentacles is about stability and comfort, material comfort, but it's also about a new beginning to me. So I think that you have to make a decision, but in your decision, it might be the ultimatum is the breaking point for this person, and that might involve following through with it to the point to where they get their act together, and they're willing to get their act together. So let's look at the Devil. The Devil is the challenge, and we have the Moon. Just flew right out. Interesting. And so the moon has so many different meanings. It's interesting. But to me, this is just really two things. Not being able to see things clearly because you have so much love for this person. You have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. It represents your devotion and passion, your loyalty. And the Moon is kind of here about pointing out its inability to see things clearly, but it's also saying to trust your intuition about this. And let's see what you get here to clarify this. One more card. Justice. So this is interesting. Balance, fairness, equality, an equal share, an equal stake, not having one person carrying more load than the other. I think this is what you want more than anything. You have the King and Queen of Cups. You might be playing, and this is funny because this kind of came out in another reading I did. I don't remember which one it was, but feeling like you're playing the role of both parents. If you have children, And this is, everything's out of balance for you. So justice is about that, trying to find that balance, but you can't with this conflict. So I think going into June, you're very much into this already, but you are getting closer to the point, the tipping point, the breaking point. Let's look at the Five of Wands, Seven of Cups. Okay, so I talked about some kind of addiction. You know, I mean, I feel like it's some kind of addiction, but somebody, and I like to be careful about what I say, but somebody might be suffering from some kind of thinking or thought disorder, and maybe they need some help, and maybe some addiction is influencing that and making it a little bit more difficult to deal with. So I don't know. I really do feel like you need to make some decisions here, and I do feel like there's more than just an addiction. There could be some other issues that need to be addressed with the professional, perhaps. I don't like to say these things in readings, but I feel like I gotta say it. And look, we have the King of Cups again, and this was for judgment, actually. To clarify judgment, and we did talk about the King of Cups already. I think this is because judgment is in the foundation. I think the King of Cups is just reflecting your determination, your devotion, your responsibility to this person, and I think this is also pointing to the need to make a decision of how to proceed and how to move on in this. So we are getting pretty close here to where I want to wrap this up, but you have the King of Cups twice. So this King of Cups is repeating 2 times. To me, that's very significant, and it shows to me this really deep devotion to this person, and the compassion and love you have for them, and your willingness to put yourself in a bad position to keep things afloat. You have the Seven of Wands also there, and this is about the struggle to make that decision, and I think this is going to be something that you have a hard time with, but I really feel like there's this need for some time to yourself to pray, meditate, focus, to take some time out for yourself and really do some self-care. I'm going to pull a couple of these, Aries, and see what we get, if we get any other messages here. All right. A change in the wind. So I take this as a good omen. I think this is saying that things are going to change. Keep at it, because you have Temperance here, and Temperance coming out with the Two of Cups and Ace of Pentacles. To me, the Ace of Pentacles is about change, and Temperance is about trying to gain control of a situation, to take care of a situation, but tactfully, and in a way that isn't aggressive. So I think change in the wind is saying that that things will get better, things will change, and you are in it because in your heart and in your soul you believe that things will change. And clean it up, another interesting one to come out. So I don't know, I really do feel like that you have been the one cleaning up the messes. And I think it's time to clean up this situation, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to pull things together, and I'm just going to say that I think that things will be okay in the long run. They will get better, but it's going to take some work and some determination. But you have the heart of hearts in this. And I think that you're going to overcome this. I really do. So Aries, this is what I have for you for June. And again, it's not going to be for everybody, but if it hits home to you, do me a favor, leave me a thumbs up. Let me know, leave a comment. If you want to hear more from me, subscribe. I do many different types of readings all through the months, and we'll just talk to you again. And stay safe, stay healthy, have a good rest of your day. Thank you.